Good day. This is Mr. Hermpson. Welcoming you to the first half of the extended welcoming you to the second half of the extended algebra course, and that's known as Extended Algebra 2. Last year you took Extended Algebra 1. Once again, the Extended Algebra program takes regular Algebra 1 and extends it out over 2 years. If you're watching this video, you passed the first half of the course, so congratulations. And this year is the second half. And for many of you after this year, you won't have to deal with the algebra stuff and things you think might be a little irrelevant that you're never going to have to use. Okay, so grind through it this year. Anyway, I hope your summer was good. Mine was meh. Unfortunately, it's over. It's time to go back to work. You may not be happy as I'm not happy, but that's life. So let's get through it. Now, during this period, you are going to get your first assignment, although it's not going to be doing math problems. It's going to be holding you accountable to view the entire videos, both of them. You have a paper at your desk to make sure you viewed both our intro videos here today. At the end of each slide, I'm going to say the name of a state, and on your paper, you write the name of the state I said. On slide number 1, South Dakota. Don't worry about spelling, okay? Slide number 1, South Dakota. So next to slide 1, write South Dakota. Okay, let's discuss the materials you're going to need. Yourself. Duh. You're also going to need a writing utensil every day you come in here. Now, a pencil's better. A pen will work, but you just can't erase it. Keep that in mind. Please don't come in here without either one of those. Now, once in a while, it happens. I get it. But it shouldn't be a problem for the same person day after day after day. I'm sorry, but it's going to be hard for you to hold down a job if you can't even remember to bring a pencil to class each and every day. Now, I know you're not paid at school, but if you're not responsible enough to bring a writing utensil to class, that's a little bit of a problem in the real world. That's a hard, cruel fact of life. Okay, you want a folder or something to store assignments in. There's nothing I hate more than people who take 15 minutes at the beginning of every period to look through their folders, rummage around through them, to just looking for their assignment. And then when they can't find it, they ask to go to their locker and spend another 10 minutes there. Okay, won't be an issue if you simply have a folder. Preferably, I'd like you to have a decent calculator. Now, after last year, you know what a decent calculator is and what is not. Now, I do have spares like last year that I can lend out for the period, but I'm not buying any more than what I have. Okay, it's not my responsibility. You might want to guard against that so you don't have to depend on me. Maybe you want to depend on yourself by going out and spending the $9 to buy a calculator. Okay. And if you buy it, make sure you hold on to it. Heck, you can even leave it in my room if you want. Okay, that's how we're going to be grading. Grading is going to be similar to last year. Daily assignments, that's going to be 30% of the grade. Daily assignments are going to be graded, first off, whether they're done or not. If they're not done, that's an automatic 0%. And if they're done actually correctly and you did a good job. Every assignment's going to be worth 5 points, just like it was last year. Now, if you don't do all the problems assigned, that's an automatic 0%, non-negotiable. If you did them all, but you don't know what you're doing on a lot of it, and you didn't even make much of an effort, you might get a 1 out of 5 or a 2 out of 5. 1 out of 5 is 20%. 2 out of 5 is 40%. I wouldn't want either one of those grades, but heck, I guess it's better than 0. Now, 5-point assignment, that doesn't seem like a heck of a lot, but the zeros and crappy grades will definitely add up if you consistently do a half-blank job day after day. And also, you're not going to know how to do the problems on the test. Some days you'll be required to take notes and just hand in the notes you took. You won't have any problems you need to do on your own. Now, some of you may be like, well, that seems rather pointless. Well, no, it's actually not. Simply to hold you accountable to pay attention on and follow along with what is being taught in the class, rather than have you worry about going and working on the problems on your own right away. Okay, it's a mechanism to help that. Sometimes one day you're not ready to do problems on your own. You need to be with me, do problems along with me before you get in the groove and get better at it. And there's some things that are simply confusing. You need to listen to what I'm saying and doing before you're ready to work on your own. So that's the point of that, and that's the assignments. Now, quizzes and tests. It's going to be announced, and that's 70% of your grade. And that's going to be announced one day before. And as was the case last year, I really don't have a problem with letting you use notes on these assessments. I want to see that you understand the problems and the procedure used for solving them. Now, if you don't have notes, it becomes a memorization issue. You might understand it, but you just can't remember some things. I hate grading based on memorization. So that's why I'm somewhat of a proponent of the open notes for tests and quizzes for this class. Okay. Now, that's not to say every test or quiz is that way, but some of them, many of them will be. Okay. Oh yeah, on slide 2, I forgot to give you the state. My bad. Slide 2, Nevada was the state. So on slide number 2, put Nevada. And slide number 3 is Florida. So you got number 1, South Dakota, number 2, Nevada, number 3 is Florida. Sorry, I missed that. Okay, that's how things are going to run in this class. Now, at this point, this is contingent on the roster I have that I'm planning on having, the students I'm planning on having in there. Now, I'm going to run it how I think will lead to the best understanding of what I'm teaching. Some of you may not like the way we're doing it, but I am going to do what I think is best for everybody. And at this point, I plan on having you watch videos for the instruction like you did in the second half of the semester last year. Like it or not, you guys seem to understand the material a lot better when we used videos. There were a lot less distractions. You guys could watch the videos at your own pace if I went too fast. Now, if I'm up there on the overhead, you don't have that option. Okay, because when the teacher's in front explaining a math problem, if your mind drifts or you're distracted for a split second, you're basically lost. Well, videos, you can pause it. You can go back and rewatch. Now, some of the students I expect to have in this class are not in this class for whatever reason. I may make my way to the front of the room and teach. Now, making the videos the night before every day is quite a bit of work. But hey, that's my job, and if I'm going to do what I think's best, I shouldn't feel sorry for myself. You shouldn't feel sorry for me. I'll get it done. Now, if some of those students that I'm planning on having are not in this class, again, the videos might not be needed as much. We'll just go with the flow on that. As I alluded to earlier, some days the notes and sample problems have assigned problems after the video you need to do. Sometimes following the video and taking notes is all I'm going to require. Make sure you look at the front of the board to see what's going to be required for that day, whether it's just a note-taking packet or notes and then problems to do on your own. Last year was very nice when every desk had computers, calculators, headphones, and packets right on your desk when you came in the room. Okay, everybody could get right to work. It was easy for me to set up because it was right after my prep period. I think I can still find a time to get this set up this year. I can either do it at lunch or during my 4th hour prep. Okay, I have a class 5th hour, but I don't think that'll be a big deal. Now, if you have headphones you'd rather use, bring them. Okay, you want to use mine, that's fine, but they're not always maybe the cleanest. Now, I'm not going to allow you to watch videos on your phones, okay? Too many distractions, basically, to sum that up. Okay, slide 4, the state is Kentucky. Okay, here's what is expected of you when you come in here. Come in, sit in your desk, and get to work. This class takes place after lunch. The tardy bell's at 12:58. By 1:01, 1 minute after 1 o'clock, you will be asked to get to work. Now, can I physically force you to do this? Yeah, if I wanted to be fired as a teacher because you can't physically touch the students. And that brings me to my next point. Don't bother others while they are working. If you refuse to work day in, day out, you're not going to pass the class. I can guarantee you that. And don't even come up to me asking if you choose this, why your grade's so low and what you can do to get it up. It's when you... Now, A lot of times, if you're not bothering anybody, I mean, that's a choice you make. It's going to hurt no one but yourself. But it's when you both refuse to work and bother others where we're going to have a problem. Okay? If you're having a bad day and, quote, aren't in the mood, whatever. Okay? We all have those days. We all have them. I'm not saying you have to be, yippee, I'm excited to work each and every single day in here. Okay? Every time you come in, you will not bother others and get them distracted and run the class into the ground just because you don't really want to work that day. You will not. Now, if you got a quick question, you want to ask somebody a question about something like a football game or something. What are you doing tonight or something? You don't just go over to them on your own. Okay, you ask me, and I will be more than happy to work something out with you. Maybe give you 15 minutes to ask them a question or something, then go back to your seat. But you're not going to just go up, walk around, do whatever you want. I can't have people just walking all over the room doing whatever they please when others are working. It's very distracting. Now, if you have questions about the material and the videos when I'm working, I will either be at my desk or pacing the room. Call my name or say, I have a question. I will get up, help you as long as it's not on a test. If it's a test or quiz, you need to come to my desk because I need to be at my desk having my eyes on everyone during quizzes and tests. On assignments, I have no problem stopping what I'm doing at my desk and coming over to help you. It's fine. Now, when you're done with your work for the day and you got it done, you think you did a good job, you can either hand the work in to me. You can put your work in the folder and hand it in the next day because that's when it's really due. If you're one of those people who's awful at keeping track of loose pieces of paper, set your packets on the back ledge so they don't get lost. No one's going to mess with them. They'll be there the next day. Okay, the state for slide number 5 is Pennsylvania. Okay, don't worry about the spelling. It's fine. Okay, tests and quizzes. Now, as I said before, I will announce tests and quizzes a day before, sometimes 2 days before. I don't believe in surprise tests or quizzes. I don't give surprise tests and quizzes. Some teachers do. The day before each test or quiz will be a review assignment that will show you exactly what the test will be like. Okay? So I don't want to hear any of this, well, I didn't know that was going to be on the test crap. Okay? If something's on the review that you don't understand, it's on you to make sure you understand it prior to the test. Now, please ask me questions if you're having problems with something. It's not going to get into your head by a tooth fairy sprinkling dust on you at night. Problems on tests, they won't be the exact same problems, but problems where the procedure's the same, okay? Now, I also don't like the excuse on tests, I knew it, I just forgot it. Well, that's why in this class I'm not opposed to open notes, okay? Now, there are no excuses. Either you understand the problems and how to do them or you don't. It also encourages students to take the review somewhat seriously, because if those are the notes you get to use, you better do a decent job filling out the review. Okay, retakes are allowed, but if you do poorly on a test or quiz, they're not going to be taking during 6 hour. At this point, I'm planning on having a lot of things going on 6 hour. I need to basically teach 2 sets of curriculum to 2 groups of students. I don't have time to just up and write a retake on the spot. I'll allow you to take retake before school, after school, or any other period if you have a study hall. You just come in my room, I'll have it ready to go. Anything but 6 hour. Now, if you have to retake a test you were absent for, I'll have it ready when you come into the room when you come back. But I might have you do a review, watch a review video before you take it. However, if you got, let's say, a 49% on a test and that's sticking in your craw and you want to retake it, that's fine, okay? Just don't ask me when you come in here 6th period if you can retake it 6th period, because it's not going to happen. I have too many other things to do. I won't have it ready. I'm not going to just stop what I'm doing in that period just so I can write up your retake, okay? If you do poorly on a test, you can retake it, but any period but 6th period. Okay, tests are not terribly long. I hate giving 40 problem math tests. They're almost impossible to complete during the period. By about problem number 18, everyone in the class says, heck, screw it. I'm just going to wing it. So the tests are usually no longer in 12 to 15 problems. Finals, 25 problems. Okay. State for this slide's New York, and 15 minutes. I need to start a new